There's like Christmas music everywhere now.
Yeah. And it's weird how like Christmas music, like, I think it's pretty universal that everybody's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, like I like a good Christmas song. With all the Christmas songs, like nobody likes every Christmas song.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
And so
like, what's your favorite Christmas song?
Little Drummer Boy. It's not even close. It's not even close. And everybody's like, oh, you're being random or no, listen to Toby Keith's Little Drummer Boy. It's like a legitimately good song. It would have charted on the country lists.
Yeah. I like the faster ones like Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
That one's fun. Okay, see, that's a good song. You know? But the problem is there's like 14 songs that everybody is in agreement, like these are the best ones. And so they're like, well, should we put some of the B-sides? No, 14 on loop. Mm-hmm. I don't get the Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. I
like it. It's a good little jam. It's overplayed, but it's a good jam, I think. And I think when it came out, it was like when they were like, here are the original recordings of Christmas music. And then suddenly a pop star was like, wait, what if I give you a new Christmas song?
Well, you think that, but every year pop stars and rock bands try to come up with hey, here's a new one.
Now.
Yeah.
But she was like kind of the first to do that.
It is crazy how it's such a like, it's high risk, high reward where it's like same thing with movies too. If you can make a Christmas movie, there's a chance that everybody's going to watch it one time.
Yeah.
Or it won't really do well. And then it sort of disappears. If you make one and it hits, it's just like yearly revenue. It's like, oh, is it November?
Yeah.
Here till December 26th, money. We're just every year making money.
I don't understand why, honestly, because it's like as many, obviously, like pop stars put out like Christmas music or Christmas albums. I'm shocked there aren't more because it's not that hard to make like new Christmas music. And like, because it's like, I know Justin Bieber did one and it was like, it's like, or I think Ariana Grande did one. It's like, do Christmas albums. That will make you money every single year.
Maybe though. Because if they don't hit, then they don't.
Well, no, because even if no one like has heard the song, they make it into the Christmas playlist and radio stations because they're trying to pick new songs. So it gets played regardless.
I just feel like it's you either...
Like when you're working in fucking corporate hell or like when I worked at a salon, it's like second Halloween's over, they're like toss on the Christmas music.
You'd be shocked at how many... Mostly rock bands and stuff and like country artists and stuff, but like how many Christmas albums there are. Mm-hmm. I remember I like looked them up one time. I forget why, but just trying to see like, oh, you know what? We played the game one time where it was like, you remember we played the game? It's actually kind of a fun game. Like you type in a Christmas song and then all the top ones.
The covers.
Willie Nelson's covered it. Beyonce's covered it. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody's covered it. And basically I play it and you try to guess who's covering it.
Yeah.
Because it's really fun. It's like, this is their take on this song that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I like, oh my God, when I was working at the salon and I like the second a manager would leave, I was tossing on like the pop station again. I was like, I can't do this for a 7-hour shift.
Yeah. I
don't want to do this. I don't want to hear the song over and over again. There's only so many.
You know what's weird about Christmas music and stuff is, and it's the same thing with movies and stuff too, where it's like, what makes it a Christmas song? Like the Mariah Carey song is called All I Want for Christmas Is You. Mm-hmm. Okay. It says Christmas.
Yeah.
But then like Jingle Bell, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Mm-hmm. I guess that says Christmas too. But like Little Drummer Boy doesn't say Christmas, but it's about Jesus. Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas.
But then there are other songs about Jesus, not Christmas.
Not Christmas.
But then...
Is Silent Night about Jesus?
Silent Night. No, I believe so. All is gone. That's number 2 on my list, but I think it's beautiful.
It is a beautiful song.
Down yon virgin. Yes, it's about the birth of Jesus.
Okay,
so you know what? That's Little Drummer Boy. Okay. It's not about Christmas, but I guess Christmas is the birth of Jesus.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jesus.
Happy birthday.
If I was a rapper, I might go by Jesus, but like Jeez.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, there's
or
Jesus.
The G. Oh, yeah. Like, he's trying to be Jesus.
Yeah. But like, then just to further this really dumb thought that I have in my head, it's like, then you have like rocking around, Jingle Bell Rock. Uh-huh. I don't think they say anything about Christmas there, but it's like Jingle Bells.
That's definitely a Christmas
are a Christmas thing.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out like how far can you stretch this?
I don't know. I feel like everyone stays pretty on theme. It's like
if you mention snow counts.
Yeah.
That's Christmas.
Like we haven't so it's like this is our first year like living in a house for Christmas. And they got too hectic to do the whole decorating stuff. And also I'm kind of having nightmares about it because I almost have an aversion to starting to like collect Christmas decor.
Why?
Just because I'm like, that's more storage and that's more shit. Like,
okay, cool. Same reason that I have that.
Okay, because I literally have been like, oh, like how fun would it be to like start decorating? But I'm like, I don't want bins of shit that just sit in the garage or like whatever all year. But it's like, ugh, you have to do that at some point. I wonder what our like Christmas like icon will be, like our Christmas like figurehead, where it's like you either pick like a Santa, you pick reindeer, you pick like a little red truck, a Christmas tree, a gingerbread man, a snowman. Like there are certain like figureheads and like you kind of base your decor off of like the one you pick.
What's your theme?
I kind of want to be a gingerbread house a little bit.
The problem with a gingerbread house is I don't think gingerbread tastes very good.
Well, no, but just like the decorations of having little gingerbread men everywhere.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. Or gingerbread people.
I specifically remember where I was. I was at National Presbyterian School, MPS, if you're from DC. It's like a middle school or elementary school.
Those are my initials.
NPS.
Oh, they said.
Yeah. But I was there and people don't realize that Schmidt was also part of your last name too. They're like, wait, how? But I was there for, I think Henry went there or something, it was forever ago. And they were making gingerbread houses. And I was like, wow, this looks really good. And I remember mom being like, do you want a gingerbread cookie? And I was like, yeah. And then I took a bite of it and I was like, this is missing like the good stuff. And my mom took a bite. She's like, no, it's a gingerbread cookie. From then on, anytime anybody's been like, do you want a No.
Yeah.
It tastes
they're always
bad.
Hard.
Like I get that being like
and gumdrops aren't like a good topping into cookies.
No. And I get like it must have been like that was the big cookie in like the 1600s when people didn't have taste buds or anything, when spices were nuts.
Yeah.
But now, like replace the gingerbread cookie with another fun cookie that you can make it look like people.
Yeah. And also, speaking of snow, I'm not off the snow right now. I just keep touching my nose because our house is so freaking freezing.
Yeah,
that my nose is running a little bit. I used to like do that in videos a lot, or I'd like sniff or do this, and people would be like, "Is she on something?" So I'm nervous that people are going to accuse me of being on things.
You don't really give off cokehead vibe.
I don't think I do either.
No, I don't think anybody's.
Although I guess I used to, because I used to be like, when it was like wacky challenge YouTuber era, it was like you kind of had to be.
I don't know if that was cokehead though.
No, but it was just unsettling. The whole vibe was unsettling. Like
because that whole vibe of like that YouTuber thing of like doing this challenge with slime.
Doing the challenge.
That gives more like sugar high vibe.
No, for sure. But the whole thing was just so unsettling, and so many of those YouTubers were on
strange
stuff.
People. What?
No, I just went on some stuff. So it's like there was a general vibe. But
do you think they were on stuff so that they would be better at making it, or do you think they were on stuff because they felt really? They were like, this is my fucking life, and they needed an escape.
Or they just were using because they were in LA and for funsies.
Using because why not?
Because why not?
Yeah.
Right?
Every drug has a purpose. It was invented for something.
That's so true, bestie.
Yeah.
That's so true. Welcome back to the Public Pool Podcast. I'm Michaela. This is Jack the Pool Boy. Didn't think again what to call you, but
that's okay.
That's okay.
You get it by now.
Yeah.
Can I do a quick public service announcement?
Sure, I'll allow it.
So if you're watching the video, you're going to notice that I, every now and then, am kind of like shaking my head. I was not going to do it, and then I was like, no, I've done it like 20 times. So I have this weird thing where basically it's, I think this is one condition. Basically, it gives me a lot of symptoms, but one of them is like twitches. Mm-hmm. So I have different random twitches, and right now I think we have a little bug.
I think so too.
And it really is prominent when we have like a little bug. And I mean, if you're watching the YouTube right now, you just saw my neck kind of go off. Anyway, it's not what that guy, who's the guy that was in Frenemies? Ethan,
he has Tourette's.
He has Tourette's.
Uh-huh. You just have twitches and tics.
Yeah.
Kinda.
But anyway, I'm doing this weird like head shake thing. I think I'm going to give myself a concussion.
I think you might too. You're freaking me out a little bit.
It really sucks. There's nothing I can really do about it.
Yeah.
Just hopefully I've beat whatever this sickness is. But anyway, if you're watching, you're like, why does this guy keep on shaking his head like a crazy person? I have no control over it. It really sucks. I'm in a jail cell of my body. It's not fun.
Honestly, we could just make the edit look like you're really disapproving of everything I say.
Earlier today, you asked me a question where the answer was no. Literally, like we were sitting over there and the answer was no. And I did the head shake thing because it was a twitch. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you're like, oh, okay. And I was like, Oh, wow, that worked.
You're like, that answered for me. My body just answered the question.
My body convulsed and answered it for me.
Yeah. I think we just have a little bug. We just came back from Joshua Tree. We were celebrating my bestie Jake's 25th birthday. But yeah, so we're in the desert for his birthday and we were drinking. And so my voice might sound a little strange because
I like it. I think it's sexy.
I like it too. I kind of wanted to stay. Also, I feel like it's
You
not.
want to stay?
It's
I
not
can
as
get to
prominent.
stay.
I start smoking cigarettes.
Let's start smoking cigarettes. Oh my God, please, 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 please. Your mom, if your mom's listening right now, is like, no. And it's like, Melissa, I don't care. You should smoke cigarettes, get a graduate voice, and then it allows me to do that too.
Yeah.
God,
well, I mean, what about my singing career? I'm just kidding.
You have a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
It would probably help.
Yeah. Whenever I get white girl wasted, I just start talking really loud and it's what my voice is trained for a couple days. It doesn't sound super crazy right now, I think, because I'm putting on a little bit of a voice. But today I was like, oh man.
Okay, so can I tell you about something that happened to me today?
Sure.
I'm in the gym, in the gymnasia, my palace, my temple.
Working on your fitness. He's my witness.
And I was running out of kind of songs. I was trying to like exercise quickly, and I was like, none of these songs are really hitting. So I went to my Discover Weekly, and if you listen to last week's episode, I think that was last week's, like I listen almost exclusively to exercise music. So all my discovers and releases and stuff are just more exercise music. So I'm on the shuffle thing for that. And all of a sudden I get to a song by Jeremy Renner.
Oh yeah. I forgot he put out music. I totally forgot about that.
So
him and Vin Diesel should collab.
So I was in the middle of like an exercise set and I was like laughing because I couldn't press shuffle just yet. I was like, who the fuck is like listening to Jeremy Renner? Who is he making music for? But then the joke was on me because he's making music for me.
Yeah.
Sweetie,
I totally forgot about
this
making
song
music.
Fucking is so good. It is, which the fact that I love it means that most people won't. It's for me.
But the people like you will love it.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And I almost pressed skip.
Does he have a few songs or just the single? Or
Bitch, he's got albums.
Bitch, no way.
Yeah, since 2018. I was like, how have I been missing this?
I remember him putting out like a song, but I don't remember it being like a whole thing.
As far as actors turned musicians or actors trying to be musicians go, on the scale of Johnny Depp, where it's like, dude, just because you dress like a rock star and
just because you're cosplaying Lenny Kravitz doesn't mean you're Lenny Kravitz.
Just because you act like you're on heroin and dress with a lot of scarves and like, why do they all dress like in tuxedo apparel but not full tuxedo? Like they're all wearing like vests.
I don't
and
know.
like sometimes like they'll have a tie, but the tie doesn't match.
It's like deconstructed.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
There's a stupid Johnny Depp commercial where it's perfume.
Oh yeah.
And perfume commercials always kill me because it's like, I can't smell the TV, buddy.
I know.
What are you?
That's why they're always so weird because they're like, we're trying to show you a feeling.
I mean, is there somebody who you think would probably smell worse than Johnny Depp? I mean, I'm sure there are people, but he
either smells so bad or he reeks of cologne.
Well, that's the thing. He's dirty but covers it.
Yeah.
He's a taxi driver.
Yeah.
Anyway, on the scale of Johnny Depp being like, who are we fucking kidding? Your music sucks, to Jared Leto, a lot of things you can say about him, but 30 Seconds to Mars is really good.
He was a musician first, no?
No, he was an actor first, I believe.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh.
I would put Jeremy Renner, he's closer to Jared Leto. Legit.
Where are we putting Vin Diesel on this?
Well, he's a totally different genre because he's more DJ, right?
He like sang. It was like a more electronic hit, but like he was singing on it. It just had more of that type of.
I'd put him probably in more of the middle where it's like, Diesel, don't quit your day job, but keep making the music.
Make your passion project.
I dig it.
I remember being like, this isn't bad.
You knew he was really good at Shaq.
Yeah.
He makes really good workout songs.
DJ Diesel?
DJ Diesel.
Yeah.
They should team up. Vin Diesel, DJ Diesel.
They should.
Yeah.
Why hasn't that happened yet?
I'll tell you why. Because Vin Diesel is very insecure about his stature, and Shaquille O'Neal is probably the worst person to stand next to if you're insecure about your stature.
That's true. But two bald kings.
Two bald kings, one of them goes up to the other one's nipples. Maybe. Maybe. I think I go up to Vin Diesel's nipples. Or to Shaq's nipples. And I think Vin Diesel goes up to mine.
He might go to his belly button, maybe.
Yeah. But he's just as wide.
Yeah. And girth is all the same.
Anyway, I called my brother, but he was at work, so he couldn't answer it. But I was like, fuck, man. Jeremy Renner just made one of my favorite workout songs. Let me look it up just.
Honestly, yeah. Like, is Jeremy Renner going to perform this live ever? You should DM him. You should ask.
He would love nothing more than to perform this live. I can guarantee you that. It's called Main Attraction.
Ooh, I like that.
Man, I'm late. It came out in 2020, but it slaps.
When was his last music put out?
Looks like he has, Love and Titanium came out in 2024.
Oh, okay, good. That's my favorite.
Songs are, wait a second. Lucky Man. Maybe there's a cover album. I would love it. Lucky Man. There's a lot of songs called Lucky Man. The River, which is a Bruce Springsteen song.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Love and Titanium, Garden of Stone, Lonesome Town, Survive.
Wasn't he also a makeup artist?
He's done it all.
He's a jack of all trades.
He's definitely a Jeremy of all trades.
He is the Jeremy of all trades.
I think it's safe to say that.
You know what? I'm gonna put the stamp of Stan on him. I'll stan him.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, because
someone correct me in the comments if he's done anything terrible. They're gonna
you know what he really is? I kind of can't believe it because maybe it's just because he was into Marvel and that's what he's known now most for, but he's like one of the best actors in the world.
No, he's really good.
Like he's really, really good.
Yeah.
Like in The Town, he's really good.
No, he's a really good actor. And it's so weird because it's like the Hawkeye character is almost so dorky.
The character makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Why obviously it all worked out. Nobody's complaining. The Avengers made a gajillion dollars, but like, why did they put Hawkeye in there?
I don't know.
Why did they think, hey, when the aliens come, let's put Hawkeye and Scarlett Johansson with the super people?
Yeah.
And nobody questioned it. Nobody on set was like, should they be standing next to him? I mean,
it's like these aliens have like crazy space guns and lasers and but Scarlett Johansson can jump and kick and he can, shoot some arrows.
Like I get them being kind of more the behind the scenes, like, yeah, they can manipulate the political system or something, but like, I don't know, like at the end when, spoiler alert, ScarJo dies, right?
Yeah, or does he die? No, she dies.
They both try to kill themselves first.
They both tried, and
Very
then
sweet.
she did it, right?
Yeah, she won.
Yeah. Man, it's been a minute since I've seen it.
Like when she died, I remember everybody like, no, and I remember like, about damn time. Like how on earth?
How she made it this far.
How did, Jeremy, jump to, you guys are just playing, like, buy a lottery ticket. How the fuck have you two survived all of this?
Yeah.
They should have CTE at the very least.
Oh, the very least.
They've been through so many concussions.
Yeah.
They've flown, they're in outer space without masks, breathing.
Yeah. MBD.
Whatever. Doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Did you see the Tina Noel's thing?
Her liking the Jay-Z post?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is another example of something that we both love, which is anytime somebody claims they were hacked.
Yes.
You know when somebody's hacked.
Yeah. That's why when...
usually they're peddling a crypto scam when they're hacked.
They're like, please reach out to...
Yeah.
They help
PayPal
you
link.
get $10,000. Was it Josh Allen's ex a couple weeks ago? Who she pretended to be hacked? Did we talk? I don't know if we talked about that on here.
We definitely talked about it. I just don't know if we talked about it here.
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about it on here, but a couple weeks ago, Josh Allen, his ex-girlfriend, posted some terrible comment being like, I don't have to deal with his like CT crazy ass or some shit like that. I don't know. Something not very kind to poor Josh Allen.
Which I actually took as a huge compliment to Josh Allen, and I'll tell you why. Because if your ex-girlfriend's only negative thing that you can stick you with is you have concussion syndrome.
Yeah.
And I think she called him dumb, which it's like...
Yeah, I think that's what she did.
Which is like, I mean, he's a quarterback in the NFL. You actually have to be really smart to be a quarterback. You're really smart to play any position, honestly. The fact that was it, I was like, oh, wow, he really is a great guy.
Yeah. No, and then she just goes, sorry, guys, I was hacked. If you were hacked... You couldn't post on your Instagram story just now, like simultaneously while they're using your account.
Also, who would have the motivation to figure out how to hack you and then say that?
Yeah, it would make more sense for like someone to hack like Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend's account and like say something like that because they're like, oh yeah, that'll cause more of a stir.
It'll cause more of a stir. I don't know. I've never seen someone actually hacked not post either like penis, I'm gay, or like, hey, this crypto thing, and there are a million of them, and it's like clearly some foreign text.
Hold on, I need to look up what the offset tweets were.
Anyway, so just this description really quick of what happened. So there was somebody posted like Jay-Z has been linked in this lawsuit, which if you haven't heard, He's basically they've accused him of sexual. They're tying him to Puff Daddy, which it's like, yeah, you fucking think. At the very least, like the Epstein thing, it's like a lot of people can claim they don't know anything. We don't know anybody. Like Ghislaine Maxwell can't claim she didn't know anything.
Yeah.
She was his best friend for a year. You knew.
Yeah.
Or were you really dumb and was he really secretive?
Yeah.
Like that's the same thing with Jay-Z. It's like, you think he didn't know at the very least? But anyway, Beyonce's mom liked it.
Liked some posts, like some news article posted it.
Which at first when I saw that was like, oh, I bet what happened was she was looking for Jay-Z info, saw it, and it accidentally liked.
Yeah. Or like some people just like stuff to kind of like build out their like saved stuff. They're like, I'm liking this not because I like it, but to like kind of acknowledge and like put that in my like liked post so I could look back at it later or whatever.
All of those things make sense. Saying that she was hacked basically says like, no, so you did like, why would anybody hack into Tina Noel's account and then like posts?
Yeah.
Like what, how menacing.
Yeah. Like that's all you're doing.
That's all you're doing is
you have access to.
You're not even posting your Venmo link. Like,
yeah.
What are we doing? People don't do that.
But there's a couple years ago when Cardi B went to like Offset's phone and I was like, oh, he's cheating or whatever. And he was like, oh, I got hacked because he was like DMing girls on Twitter. And so he tweets, balls in my face. I'm gay, y'all. I lick ass cheeks all in the span of like a minute or whatever for him to be like, I got hacked. And I was just like, I know you weren't hacked, but for him to
30 seconds later, I'm hacked.
him to tweet balls in my face as his first thought was like my favorite.
You know that he was absolutely panicking. They were fighting and he was like, I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then he was just like,
I'm gay.
Balls in my face. I'm gay. Lick my ass.
Yeah.
What else? Shit. I'm coming. Like, there's just no way. It's like if I said to you, like, name fruit, go.
Cantaloupe, apple, grape.
That's what he went through. He went through that exact thing. It's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
And the first ones were balls in my face.
Yeah.
Balls in my face. Nailed it.
So Trisha Paytas on SNL.
Big, yeah, right?
That's fucking huge. That's awesome.
It's huge for Patricia.
Yeah.
See,
that's just such a good, cool thing for her to
really cool.
be able to go on.
Why was she on it?
She basically was like making a cameo. Like she was playing herself.
Yeah.
I forgot exactly what it was. It was so funny. We were like on a road trip. So like, I like couldn't even like really watch it. But it's like, she basically came in like as herself and like did a couple lines and like,
did she nail it?
She did. She's a great performer.
She is. That's if she's good at anything, it's performing.
She has been on every TV show imaginable. Like she's fine. But I don't know. I just thought that was awesome that like she got on.
What's a show? So there's two shows I'm thinking of. There's one, Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe, and then there's one called, speaking of Shaqverse, where Shaqverse was a great concept. It was just like, hey, can you pick a sport and you compete with Shaq? So swimming or baseball or something. What could she do? Like, I feel like she's had so many jobs at so many places. She's has so many different random talents and she's just kind of been everywhere all the time. Like, I would love to see her version of Dirty Jobs.
I know, right?
You know?
Yeah, she's been on everything. So it's like she's been on America's Got Talent. She's been on My Strange Addiction. She's been on...
What was her addiction again?
Tanning. She was the tanning lady.
Yeah,
who was
that
like,
makes
I'm
sense.
addicted to tanning.
Spray tanning or sun?
In the booth. Like
love it.
Sun tanning. Yeah. She did like a ton of stuff where it's like she was in an Eminem music video. She had like a quick cameo in Modern Family. She was in Nathan For You.
You know what she is? Available.
Yes.
She's always available.
No, she does a thing where she's on all the casting websites. She's good to go. She's ready to shoot. She was on like a show with Stan Lee that was like a comic book show where basically it was like, who's the next superhero?
Yeah.
And it was like they assigned all these people like kind of similar comic book characters to them of like lesser known or whatever. And like basically they compete as like whatever superhero. And she was on the show with Stan Lee. Like it was a full show. Like it was
She must just be so good at like, okay, so in LA, if you're trying to be like an actor or anything like that, is it LA casting or like what's the thing?
Yeah, there's like Casting Central, LA Casting. Like there's just a bunch basically casting websites where it's like Indeed for
for
acting jobs.
Yeah. But then not only acting, they'll be like, Netflix will post on there and be like, we have a reality dating show, all of those things. She just must have those like on alerts and like auto apply to every fucking thing.
Yeah. She just says yes to everything. It's awesome. Yeah. But now she's doing like some sort of Trisha Paytas Broadway show on Broadway.
I don't know how that's going to go. I think the first show is going to be great. I feel like she won't show up after a week.
I think she will.
You think so?
Yeah. She's been doing a full tour, sold out tour right now.
Of this one moment show?
Just doing her being Trisha.
I love it.
But the new thing is like, it's actually going to be like a full show. And I think some like actual Broadway people are going to be in on it. I think it's only like a couple shows. I don't think they're going to give her like a full run. But like they're literally putting Trisha Paytas on Broadway. I
just feel like what makes her so great is that clearly she has so many interests and she gets so like she'll get bored and then she'll be like, I want to do this. I want to make this music video. Like it's awesome. It's what makes her so great. Mm-hmm. But the downside of that is she's going to get bored after like a month and be like, actually Tokyo.
Yeah. Yes.
I want to be a black track dealer in Tokyo.
Yeah.
And then she'll do that for 2 months.
No, like I'm just like, she's just so like interesting where it's like, she just does everything. And like, I feel like there was a point in time where I had some really mixed feelings on her when it was like, she was saying some pretty crazy stuff. But now it's like
what?
But now it's like, that was clear. It was like, she needed to be medicated. she was on some drugs.
I mean, if there was anybody who needed that.
Yeah. And so it was just, it's really cool to see her go from like what originally she was and like everything she went through where it was like half of her videos was just her for an hour crying on the kitchen floor about like how upset she was with life. And like, also something I love about her is she just hits record on her camera and then uploads.
Shameless.
She does not edit. She just like, you'll see her go thumbnail in the video. Like, but she goes from that and I'm like, you know what? It's really nice that she got her happy ending with like, she struggled with like infertility and it's like, oh no, she has 2 kids. She's married. Like I'm like, that's kind of a, like,
I would love
one of those really sweet stories where I'm like, it did work out for her. As funny as she is as a person, it's like, it worked out for her.
So hopefully she lives forever. God willing, she will. But when she does pass, if they looked at her brain, do you think it would look like the normal person's brain?
I don't think so.
She's missing a few screws and she has a few extra parts.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's why you can't look away from her.
It's her whole business is just.
She had like
look at me.
She had like an ASMR channel at some point.
Yeah. She's done everything.
She's done literally everything. I like that she doesn't put herself in a box.
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean.
I would like to be more like that where I'm like, why do I have to be in a box? Do whatever.
No, we all could use a little Trisha Paytas energy.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
And anybody who says no, you're a hater and you F off. Because no, be Trisha Paytas. Don't be the, I don't know if I should really give it a shot person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So everyone's talking about her old frenemies co-host, Ethan Klein, and being like, oh my God, like he's probably so salty about this. Do you know who I think is actually really upset about the SNL thing?
Who?
Jason Nash.
The guy from the Dobrik channel?
Because they used to date and he was like a total a-hole to her. And he basically spent all of his money on his like failed comedy career.
Well, how do you spend a ton of money on a failed comedy career?
Like
you fronted the tour?
He was like, I'm going to make a show. He tried to like do the Eric Andre show. And nobody watched it. And
well, it only works if you're Eric Andre.
Yeah. Like he was putting forward money to like do all these shows and stuff like that. And a lot of his income was based on David Dobrik, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And now that he's stepped back, it's like, but just the fact that it's like, no, he auditioned for SNL. Like,
really?
Like stuff like that. It's like, no, he wants to be, which, go for it, guy. But I was like, man, if that's a fuck you to anyone, it's not Ethan Klein, it's Jason Nash.
You know what though? Here's one thing I'll say about the Trisha Paytas is whenever any of her previous failed relationships, I'm not gonna say that it was the other person's fault. There's a good chance. I think it's very least I think it's 50-50
And at the time,
Trisha.
she did seem like she was struggling with some addiction stuff or whatever. So it's like, I mean, for sure. But on camera, he basically was just telling her how fat she was the whole time.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
And then he was like trying to get like on camera. He's just like kind of weirdly harassing Tana Mojo when she was like 17 and like being weird. But so that's why I'm like, I don't feel too bad for him. But
these like YouTuber personality collective things, like it just, who's the good guy?
I know.
Who's like,
I know. Tyler Oakley. No.
Well, he disappeared. Right?
It seems like he's kind of like a streamer now, which is fun. He keeps popping up on my TikTok. Like he does games and stuff like that.
I worked with so many of them, and I
know, me too.
I never knew who any of them were before or after.
Yeah. Because you didn't have to.
I never used it.
You had a life. You were a little bit cooler than YouTube.
I'm a normal person.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "Oh my God, Tyler Oak is coming." I'm like, "Cool. Who?
Who? Yeah.
He's releasing a book." I'm like, "A book? Who's fucking buying a book from 30-year-old man with silver hair?"
I know.
What could he tell me?
I know. It's interesting to be like, who were the good guys? Because it is like a longevity thing where it's like, if you are around for too long, you are statistically going to piss off someone at some point. You are going to have a scandal, like statistically.
I mean,
which I think is fine. Who cares?
Yeah.
But it is to be like, who's in the clear?
Alex Jones. You know what? So I was thinking about too. So obviously the big news is they got the United Healthcare assassin.
Yeah. And I don't feel like we need to jump too much into that. But.
No, but I was just thinking, I was like, right now you have the thing where it's like the Boston bomber, like even John Wilkes Booth, incredibly handsome man.
Yeah.
John Wilkes Booth was like the actor of his day. Like he was like the Tom Hanks of his day. Very handsome. Are there any like really ugly assassins where people are like, because when they're hot, everybody's like,
Definitely.
wow.
I just feel like we remember the hot ones.
How hot was Sirhan Sirhan?
Show me.
Let me see Sirhan. Like I never hear like Sirhan Sirhan. Okay, Sirhan Sirhan.
Go.
He photographs kind of well. Not ugly.
No, not ugly.
But like.
Do you know what I was going to say?
What?
He has kind eyes.
Oh, he does. Oh, there's conspiracy theories too that he was. I kind of believe him. I think RFK Jr. believes it too. So if you don't know, Sirhan killed RFK Jr.'s dad, RFK Senior. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things in sports. Is like, for whatever reason in football, especially, whenever you can like, oh, he must have had a kid. A player will all of a sudden they'll add senior to their jersey.
Yeah,
you're like, you don't have to. Unless you're referencing the kid, you don't have to.
I was gonna say like that's just not a thing. Like it's such a like, no, it's a man thing. Like was named, me and my father have the same name. I like more than anything because I'm so like anti juniors because I just feel like it's like give yourself a little bit of individualism.
I am too. I'd feel very if one of our kids was like Jack or John Jr. I'd feel like, I don't know. It feels a little egotistical to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
But what I feel like I would hate as the original to suddenly be called senior because junior is kind of fun where it's like, I'm someone junior, but to be like, I'm John O'Shea Senior, like now senior is part of your name. It just sounds old.
You can retroactively become the first.
Yeah.
I'm John O'Shea the first.
The first.
Yeah. First of my name.
Yeah.
You know, I liked what I actually liked what Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith did.
Yeah, where they kind of
the daughter's name Willow and the son's name Jaden, so they kind of crossed it.
Yeah, I like that too.
They did the like, okay, what's the opposite gender form?
Yes. You know, I feel like there's an argument to be made that the Smith kids are more talented.
I think it's hard to I think certainly than Jada. I think people at this point underrate how talented Will Smith was.
He's incredibly. I don't like the Will Smith hate train. I think he's great. I will watch a movie for Will Smith. I like him.
He was the G-rated version of Jamie Foxx, where it's like he wasn't a stand. Jamie Foxx, I think, is arguably the most talented person in show business and has been for a very long time. Jamie Foxx is a stand-up comedian. Nobody remembers that.
Yeah,
he was on basically the black version of SNL in Living Color. He's a fantastic musician. He's a really good actor. Like he's been nominated for Oscars. He might have won one.
He's an amazing actor.
Yeah, he probably won it for Ray.
Didn't he just come out with a new special, his stand-up special?
I think he did. I keep on getting news that like he talked about. Remember when he was like
in a coma
he's gonna die or something?
No,
what was that?
He talked about that. I don't know. I saw some quote on TMZ and then I realized it was from his stand-up special. So I was like, oh, I didn't like get the context.
It's been a big news week. I'm not like, well, yeah, what happened? That was last year.
I know. I was like trying to like come up for things for the show and I was like, oh, let me like check the news this week. And I was like, man, it's hard to talk about anything other than the assassination situation. Like it's...
You and Jamie Foxx is also one of the best at is impressions.
Yeah.
His Robert Downey Jr. impression is insane.
Really good.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's amazing. But Will Smith is not that level, but kind of close where it's like, no, he's a comedian, not stand-up, but comedian, really good actor, musician, like...
You know, I jam to Will Smith
who doesn't?
in my headphones.
Yeah. Welcome
to Miami.
I mean, Miami's such a good song. Getting jiggy.
Yeah.
Switch is where it started being like, the producers taking control. But like, he had like old school 90s rap. He was the Fresh Prince.
You know what? Speaking of actually something I wrote down on my phone for my notes today. I saved this week to my Spotify liked music, Big and Chunky by will.i.am for the Madagascar 2 soundtrack because I'm tired of pretending that that's not a real song.
It's a real song.
And that I don't want that to come on shuffle.
Because it's a meme song though, that's the thing.
Like it is, but like I would almost like, if Sir Mix-a-Lot released that song, it would be a completely different story. That would be on the radio all the time.
Well, as we all know, baby, Sir Mix-a-Lot, when he releases something, it's immediately to the top of the charts. So you're right.
It's in that category of the songs he makes.
What's another Sir Mix-a-Lot song?
What do you mean?
He made the song. He made the...
Too Legit.
That's Sir Mix-a-Lot?
Oh, wait, no.
I'm looking up right now.
Wait, who sings Too Legit to Quit?
I don't think Sir Mix-a-Lot.
No, I'm thinking, is that MC Hammer?
Maybe. MC's got multiple. He's got Can't Touch This. Don't type in Sir Mix-a-Lot.
No, I'm not. I'm typing Too Legit to Quit. Oh, that's MC Hammer. I was wrong.
Okay. Sir Mix-a-Lot.
But he's got I actually just have a song by Sir Mix-a-Lot in my recent Nasty Dog. Sir Mix-a-Lot.
There you go. That makes sense. That's on his brand.
I'm a nasty dog.
Isn't it funny how like I love when certain like rap names or just anybody sort of names and stuff like Sir Mix-a-Lot is referencing medieval knights.
Really? Oh yeah, I guess so.
Sir Lancelot. He's Sir Mix-a-Lot. He was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do like a rap play on King Arthur's Round Table.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of becomes like, you know, he's part of the zeitgeist. You know, he's Sir Mix-a-Lot. It's like LL Cool J or will.i.am or someone's like, hey, it's just that's sort of their handle.
Yeah.
It's just funny how nobody thinks about like he was kind of making like a dorky like medieval knight pun. you know, like play on words. Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss old school rap names. I hate the abbreviation stuff. Which LL Cool J doesn't count because that was original. But like there's too many rappers now where they're like they want you to say the letters out loud and
I refuse to.
That doesn't flow off the tongue, and then they get all upset when you get it wrong. Like, don't be boring.
Don't be boring. Yeah, no.
Bring back good rap names.
Yeah.
But I don't. But I'm just tired of pretending that Big and Chunky isn't a good song. And
it's a great song. I like 'em big.
Yeah.
Isn't that will.i.am actually?
Yeah, this is it. It's by will.i.am.
So is he like lowering his voice?
I think so. I think he does the voice for Moto Moto too.
But I mean, he's got to be lower now. I feel like I've heard him talk, and he's not
I think he goes low.
Maybe they just like lower the bass on it.
But I guess the other music he makes is very like, I want to rock right now. Like he's going up a little bit. But he can get low.
will.i.am can do anything.
will.i.am can do anything he puts his mind to.
Yeah, women, men. He's gay, right?
I don't think so.
I think he's pretty confirmed, right?
Wait, I've never heard this.
Did we just out him?
Google. I don't think will.i.am.
I'm almost positive.
All of his songs are about women.
You're right, because Elton John never wrote any songs about women.
I guess that's true.
Is he gay?
Is he gay?
will.i.am reflects on sexuality questions growing up. Says he's proudly feminine. I think he's
feminine, but that doesn't mean gay.
You're right, but we're also like...
I don't know. I guess I've only ever dove into will.i.am for his musical genius and not really thought about his personal life, even though it's the biggest Black Eyed Peas fan.
I'm pretty sure, which it's like, obviously, if he is, who freaking cares?
No, it doesn't matter. Where's the love, you know?
Damn it. It just took me, I did, is will.i.am gay? And it came up with a bunch of stuff. But then it is will.i.am gay Reddit. And then the first answer was, yes, Will is gay. But then it's like, oh no, these are all Stranger Things.
Oh. I don't know.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's like, no, he's gay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Huh. I guess I never considered that.
But the guys like him who have had such a long career since like early 2000s, probably 90s too. It's like, you wouldn't say I'm gay until like.
Yeah, now.
Now it's like Lil Nas is like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gay. Yeah. Frank Ocean. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just never put any thought into that, I guess. I just think about mix your milk with my Cocoa Puffs.
Milky.
I don't know.
Man, they were good, the Black Eyed Peas.
Man, we should see them.
I know they're like, come here.
They're starting the residency, I believe, in February.
I bet you like they're one of those artists where it's like, no, they're going to put like a lot of effort into the show.
No, I think the only thing holding them back is the fact that they don't have Fergie. So that
Fergie's not there?
No.
So never mind.
I think they have a girl replacing her, but like it's just
Which
a different
girl?
vibe.
Which girl? Which girl?
I don't know.
Then it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
You can't replace Fergie.
It's okay, but I'm there for Apple Diap. So
But that's like
actually, I was so a Taboo girl. I can't even lie to you. I thought Taboo was so cute when I was a kid.
Who are you? Taboo's the one that where it's like he's kind of mystery race, right? Long hair. Long black straight hair.
I think he had testicular cancer a couple years
No,
ago. Yeah.
Apple.
No, Taboo.
Taboo.
I think he's better now though. I think he's good in the hood.
William is the dumbest name.
I love it.
William is the dumbest. William is in the same genre of name as
But
Florida.
Apple is
Apple Diap is creative. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I really do not get what he's going for with Apple Diap.
If we had to rank the Black Eyed Peas stage name, Fergie's number one.
Well, Fergie's a great name.
For Ferguson. Like
and
it's like
very it's like you cannot be named for. I feel like we did a bit one time where I was like, I swear to God, we did some bit. Well, I don't think it was on the podcast, but basically I was like, if your name, I wrote an article where I mentioned this. It's like, if your last name is Ferguson, you go by Fergie.
Yeah.
It's like being named like Schmidt. People are like, they're going to call you Schmitty.
Yeah.
Or that stuff.
We need to bring up your old articles that you used to write.
I wrote a lot of hot takes.
You started the Helen Keller's a liar thing.
I did.
Because when you search like Helen Keller liar, it's like yours is the first from like what, like 2013.
If you Google Helen Keller liar, I think I'm the top thing. And I would love if somebody connected the dots, like, because people Google that all the time.
And your name isn't until the very bottom of the article. So it's like no one would even put together that you wrote that. If
somebody looked at it, I would love them to connect. Like, wait, is that the same guy who made like the plumber video?
Yeah.
Who makes like the sports gossip thing now? It's like, yeah, multi-talented, like Trish Paytas, bitch.
You are so Trisha Paytas.
I'm a Trisha Paytas. I'm, triple threat.
It's like Will.i.am.
But Will.i.am, it's in the same genre as Flo Rida. But Flo Rida is a cooler, like where it's like, hey, it's just the word.
Because he's a rapper. He's a Flo Rida.
It's just the word with punctuation breaking it up.
Is it like a Yoda reference?
Will.i.am? Will.i.am. Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think it goes that deep. I think his name's William. I think it's what it is. I think his name is William. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I can't come up with a name. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Will.i.am.
Like, what's your name? Fergie. Will.i.am? And then Taboo, like, ooh, Taboo's good.
Yeah.
And then you end it with Apple Diap. Like, freaking, like somebody, it sounds like a dorky dad getting really excited for appetizers.
Yeah.
Let's get some Apple Diaps.
We're going to start calling appetizers Apple Diaps.
Get some Apple Diaps.
We were eating some Apple Diaps.
Let's ride. Like one of those things.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love the Black Eyed Peas. We should see them in February.
I'm so down. But again, like replacing Fergie, it's like if you said like, hey, do you want to order pizza? And I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, hell yeah. And then you're like, the only thing is that cheese won't be included. And I'm like, what? And then you're like, they'll replace the cheese with what? What will they replace the cheese with?
I wonder if it's actually the original girl, because there was a girl before Fergie. Did you know that?
I did not.
So there was an original girl, and then I believe she kind of quit because I think it was like when they were so small, they like didn't know if it was going to be successful or not. And like, I want to say like the managers and stuff like that were trying to like make her and Will.i.am like a thing. And she was
Which didn't work because he's gay. I'm pretty sure.
And I think she was like, I'm uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
And like dipped. And then I think they found Fergie and added her in. Like, I think Fergie was kind of a manufactured person into the Black Eyed Peas.
Wasn't she the voice of like one of the main characters in Peanuts?
Charlie Brown, yeah.
Isn't she like the girl in Peanuts?
I think she is. She's one of them.
That's like such a trippy thing.
Yeah, isn't that so weird?
It really ages her though. Like it kind of explains like, oh no. She's in her 50s. Yeah. Like she was a child when the Christmas classic up there with The Grinch.
She used to be married to one of our favorite
Josh
directors.
Well, Josh Duhamel too, right?
That's what I'm saying.
He's a director? Oh, yeah. What do you...
Buddy Games.
Buddy Games. Buddy Games.
His directorial debut, Buddy Games.
This is too much of an inside joke
This
for us to.
but just okay. Yeah, how do we even explain? So we keep seeing the trailer for Buddy Games or whatever the fuck
On
that
Hulu.
was.
We would go to Hulu to watch some show that was on Hulu. And the number one thing would always be like, do you want to watch Buddy Games?
Yeah, and I just love the title of that because it's like, that's like what you, or when you're like 5, you're like, what should it be? This is the Buddy Games?
Well, I think it's based on.
But I think that's what it is.
It's based on his real life. He and his friends play the Buddy Games every Thanksgiving.
And that's just so funny.
And he said, let's make a movie out of it.
And I don't think anyone wanted to care to watch that.
I think a lot of people did because they made Buddy Games too.
Did they? And
Yeah.
I know they have a new game show that's Buddy Games.
Yeah, no, I think people watched it.
Really?
I think if you put it.
See, I would think that Tag would have been such a bigger deal than that.
The movie Tag.
Yeah.
With Hannibal Buress, John Hamm, and those guys.
Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson.
Yeah.
That movie.
I remember that looked really good in the trailer and ended up not being good.
Well, it came out like right at the same time as like Game Night, Horrible Bosses.
Yeah.
Like
Game Night is so good.
they're really good, but Tag wasn't as good.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing ever was like, you can't possibly tell me that John Hamm and Hannibal Buress went to high school together.
Like they're the same age.
Was one of them the teacher?
Yeah. What was that?
They're pals? Come on.
That was
John
so weird.
Hamm and Jake Johnson. And I'm, as a man who looks older than he is, I sympathize. Except I looked it up. He is legitimately much older.
Yes.
But it's like if you had, like, I could play 40. I could play like 40 and nobody would be like, he's not 40. Mm-hmm. If you had me play down, if you had me play 25, people are like, he's not 25. Like, I will never look, I could look how old I am. I will never look younger than I am.
No.
And that's John Hamm. I saw Josh Duhamel in a bar right after they got divorced.
Really?
Yeah, in Venice, California, where I was like, holy fuck, that's Josh Duhamel.
No way.
And then later I looked up and was like, oh damn, they got divorced like a week ago.
Yeah.
He was out there prowling.
Yeah. Apparently they're prowling together. That was a big thing. That was always with the
What are we going to
word
kink
on the
shame?
street. No.
No.
I was just saying what a good time.
Although drugs were involved,
Yes,
correct?
I believe that was the other thing, was that there was a lot of like hotel staffers who complained about the fact they just did it with the door open and were like, come on in and take your clothes off.
I mean, it sounds like a bunch of people who didn't have the balls to go in.
I know. I was going to say, who are we to judge? That sounds like a great time.
Were the hotel staffers not invited? No, they were.
They were.
Yeah. Was Josh doing the drugs as well?
I believe they were doing them together.
See, I wouldn't have predicted that for him.
Right?
He seems very straight and narrow.
This is all
Alleged?
alleged. This is just what I've gathered from word on the street. My intel's so old. I haven't been on the streets for a long time. I don't really know what goes on anymore.
You know, you're going to say it's all alleged. I'm just going to put my name on it. It's fact. Everything I say is fact. Quote me.
I could say allegedly for days. I had so much like knowledge of like what went on in the world until like probably like 2019.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
You started dating me.
no, even before, because before I started dating you, I was like, I had that like, I'm going to get my life together. I'm going to get out of here. Not, I wasn't doing drugs, but I was just around
But
town.
you were around people who were.
Yes.
Yes.
I knew a lot of stuff.
Maybe that's what Josh was doing. He was around
He's just
people
around
who were.
it. He's just around it.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things too, where it's like, yes, we're in America. It's great that we have you're innocent until proven guilty. It is so funny hearing every person saying the alleged shooter. Yeah. And it's like, guys, he had a manifesto, the gun, the ID. It looks like him.
But there's a lot of Monopoly pieces and you don't play Monopoly alone.
Girl, why can you tell when British people are British?
I've been saying this for years.
What is it? You can.
There's a word that I have used when describing it to you that I feel is too rude to use on the air.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Inbred?
Yeah.
So
because I think I used to describe it as I was like, certain types of white people look like that to me. And that's what I meant by
specifically
like,
British.
It's like British people, but it's like, I feel like it's like people who are like, they came here where it's like they're super European. They stayed super European. It's like they do kind of eventually still have that look.
Yeah. But I mean, it makes sense though too. Like you think about it, like if a small group of people,
everyone's beautiful.
If everybody's together and then they just end up, time goes on, nobody's actually hooking up with their sisters or cousins or anything. But after a while, you kind of, the average pronounced parts of your face will become more so over time if you just keep on breeding. And so I think that's why you can be like, they're British. Because they look different from Irish.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, well, I guess Ireland's an island, so it's like they didn't have great relations.
Island girl.
An island girl. I thought it was like a superpower I had where I was like British.
Oh yeah, no,
You can do it too.
Yeah, British. There's a look there, and also I feel like the current style doesn't help them either. Where I'm like, that's a British person. Like,
what's the current style? What do you mean?
Like I just like the current style of like, I guess I'd say like millennial and Gen Z like British people. I'm like they're going for like a very like streetwear, strange look thing, and they always have an ugly ass haircut. I'm gonna say it.
Well,
your hair doesn't need to lay flat on your forehead as a man. That's all I'm gonna say. Doesn't matter where you're from. Very funny. Your hair does not need to lay on your forehead like bangs, flat.
Yeah, what is going on?
I don't know what's going on, but that's a style here too. I don't know what it is. Guys, push your hair back.
People are people are just sort of picking stuff to be like, you know what? How do I go against the grain? It's like the ugly glasses thing.
Yeah.
Ready for sports gossip?
Hit me, sister.
Okay, so if you haven't seen this segment before, I love football. You do not love football. I've learned that the only way for me to be able to communicate football with you and for you to get interested is if I explained it to you like it's gossip.
Yes.
So before we get into, I got to put my voice.
Yes.
Okay, sports gossip. Okay.
We had to say sports gossip 3 times. We have to summon her.
Sports gossip.
Sports gossip. Sports gossip. Sports gossip.
He's here. Okay, so sports gossip. Well, first off, let's talk about, we were talking about today. So 2 nights ago, we're recording this on Wednesday, Joe Burrow's house got broken into.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is like a real trend that's been going on for years. And now there's like the NFL like made this whole statement being like to their players being like, look, this is happening enough that clearly like we don't know if they're connected or if it's just like it's obvious. Basically, like when every Sunday and if the NFL teams play, one of them is home and one of them's away. And when you're a home team, you stay at home, like in your house. If you're an away team, you travel and you go to a hotel and whatnot.
You're literally in vacay mode.
Their whole life is public.
Yeah.
So it's like they know which ones are married and which ones have wives and kids.
Yeah, it's pretty.
They know who's the bachelor.
You get all your info pretty easily.
And so when you're like Travis Kelce, it's like, yeah, he's dating someone. He's dating Taylor Swift. We know where she is too.
Yeah.
And so basically, the people just like figure out like, okay, well, he's not in Kansas City because I see him on TV and he's playing the Los Angeles Rams. Mm-hmm. And I see Taylor's right there. So no one's in his fucking house. Let's rob the house. But so it happened again this weekend with Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals cutie.
Boy, Joe Burrow.
I know. Happened with him. And then you're the one who was kind of filling me in on the rest of the thing because I didn't look too much into it. But what I had heard was basically the phone call was actually from there was like a house sitter there, and it was from the person who was staying there's mom.
Yeah.
And that's where I left it off. But you were saying that it was somebody famous.
I believe her name is Olivia Ponton.
Pontoon. I have no idea.
I don't know. I think it's Olivia Ponton. Olivia P. Yeah. So our girl Olivia P is a Sports Illustrated model. She's a Victoria's Secret model. She's a model. Our girl is a model.
And she's big? She's an influencer?
Yeah, she's an influencer.
I'm looking her up.
She's a super cutie. You're gonna look her up and you're gonna be like, she's super cute.
Yeah.
She's super gorgeous. 10 out of 10.
Isn't it so funny how like everybody like they're just the naming trends. It's like, I feel like everybody, how old is Olivia Ponton? I bet I can guess. I bet you she's between the ages of 22 and 26.
I think so too. I think she's young.
Because half of the women born in that age were named Olivia.
Yes.
And everybody's like, I'm so original, Olivia. Everyone's named Olivia.
No, everyone's Olivia. But so what happened was Joe Burrow has a home in like suburbia Cincinnati or whatever.
Yeah, very rich area.
Yeah, and
living with the stars of Cincinnati.
Yes, living with the Cincinnati Stars. And so so someone breaks into his house and then they get a call of this girl being like, hey, someone broke into my house, like blah, 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 like that whole thing. But like the reporters were saying like a mom called because basically before she called the police, she called her mom to be like, well, what do I do? She was in his home. And it turns out to be this model.
Which by the way, a little bit of advice, just a little bit of like, we just need to kind of acknowledge this. If your first instinct when there's an emergency is to call your mom instead of calling 911, this generation needs help. Like,
but I guess I think I'd be like, oh, I'm going to call my mom to be like, hey, I'm going to call do I call 911? Do I call the non-emergency? No, but do I call the non-emergency line? Like what's...
Well, it's clearly an emergency. Someone's breaking into your home.
Someone broke in. Like I don't think she was there
already
during the
broken
break.
in.
Like it was broken in too.
Yeah.
And I think she came in and was like, oh shit.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually break my sports gossip voice and just kind of go regular voice real quick because I'm gonna talk and say this is real advice. This is legitimate advice. The fear that you have of wrongfully calling 911 only extends to do not prank call 911.
Yeah.
You can call 911 and be like, hey, I think my dog got out. You're not in trouble if you do that. And they're really quick. You're not hogging up the lines. Like it's like, okay, 15 seconds. And they're like, let me put you to the right people, or that's not an emergency. When in doubt, call 911. They'll tell you if it's an emergency, or they'll connect you to the right people. Don't feel bad for like, they're not gonna be like, ma'am, this is not someone committed a crime.
Yeah.
Call 911. Anyway, back to sports gossip. Okay, so she called her mom.
So she called her mom to be like, what do I do? So that's why there's reportings of like a mom calling 911 about it. Cause she was like, my daughter's at her house or whatever.
Yeah.
But Olivia P, our girl, she also said on the phone, someone broke into my house.
Oh.
So everyone's like, do you live there? Is this because he also, I think it was last episode we were talking about it. He was like quietly engaged and had a longtime girlfriend or whatever. So like, is that, no one knows if that's still on? Cause again, he's a super private guy.
Yes. Well, I know, I don't know why I say like he is like, yeah, I'm like, no, I know he's
a super private guy.
Yeah.
And so everyone's like, oh, maybe they broke up and maybe he's dating this girl. But the plot twist and the confusing part is kind of a big part of her brand is that she is lesbian.
And is she like, is she like, I'm a lesbian, or is she like, I like girls, but also guys?
I've gotten the impression that she's a lesbian, but maybe there's a like, maybe she's like 90% girls, but then maybe 10% guys. Like maybe she'll make an exception.
Yeah.
But so I have seen online there's a bunch of lesbians being like, I'm a lesbian, but Joe Burrow's Joe Burrow.
But Joe Burrow's Joe Burrow.
Maybe I'd flip teams for him.
I remember when the Bengals were in the Super Bowl a few years ago against the Rams. I remember being like explaining to you, like, oh wait, I know him because everybody's in love with him. And it's like,
yes,
girl, I get it.
Yeah.
Like I love Joe Burrow. He's Joe Cool. He's the coolest.
Man. Yeah.
He's Burrow. He's good. It's chilly because he's so cool.
It's so cool. I don't
Interesting. Know. What the funny part too is I was like, okay, trying to find a reason.
Also, another weird part that I'm like, I'm not sure this is confirmed or not, but I keep seeing it everywhere, is that she technically is an employee of his. Which I was like, what? That wouldn't make any sense, period.
Well, he probably has like, all these...
like, which it's like, yeah, you could put people on the payroll for stuff, but like, why would you put a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model on your payroll?
Well, I mean, maybe he has like some sort of like business of like...
Yeah.
That you would model for or something.
Yeah.
I mean, the weird thing is like... Because when you said like, she's a lesbian, so maybe they're not dating or something like that, I was looking it up. Or I was just thinking about it, I was like, why would she be there then? I was like, well, I mean, she probably like he probably lives in like a really nice neighborhood and she probably lives there. And I was like, wait, it's fucking Cincinnati.
That's the thing.
She doesn't live there.
If it was like, oh, it's in LA or New York or something like that, I'd be like, oh yeah, maybe they're friends and whatever. But odd. Like
if you lived in Florida, like makes sense. Maybe Texas even. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Maybe she lives in this really nice area of Texas. She wouldn't live in Cincinnati. Yeah. The second largest city in the state of Ohio.
Maybe they're together. And honestly, I kind of like that for them if that's...
I think it works.
That's what's going on.
But alas. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about the NFC South.
Okay.
The NFC South is like The Office.
Love it.
And first off, before we even get into like the teams and whatnot, the NFC South, like Dunder Mifflin Scranton, like they're a lot alike because like... Scranton is like a mediocre branch in like a super large company that's, has some wins, every now and then has some success, but for the most part, like they're really just trying to fight to stay relevant. And that's honestly the best way to describe the NFC South.
They're kind of a smaller branch to a bigger, more successful company.
Exactly. They're just sort of like a little cog in a very large machine.
Yes.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are Michael Scott.
Okay.
Okay. They're currently the boss. They're currently the leader, but none of the other teams especially like really look at them that way.
Yeah.
None of them really feel very threatened.
It's not really a very respected leader.
Not necessarily, no. Like Michael Scott, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are always underestimated.
Yeah.
Like every year, everybody's like, I mean, they're going to bomb again. Like they signed Baker Mayfield and all of a sudden it's like, no, they're winning the playoffs. Oh my God, they beat the Eagles in the playoffs. Like they're just, maybe in the words of Michael Scott, like maybe one day people will estimate them.
Yeah.
And then I think the biggest comparison too is Michael Scott pulling Jan is the exact same energy as when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got Tom Brady. And I can't even tell you how true that is. When Tom Brady signed with the Bucs, everybody was like, wait, the fucking Bucs?
Yeah.
It is the same energy. When Dwight sees that Jan's car is still parked there and people kind of slowly put together the dots, the shock that they feel is the shock that the entire NFL world felt with like the Bucs. And you're like, wait, what the fuck?
It's like you pulled a baddie.
They pulled a baddie.
Yeah.
So they're Michael Scott. The Carolina Panthers are Ryan Howard. Like Ryan, the Panthers love to bet really big, shoot for the stars, and sometimes they succeed, but most of the times they fall right flat on their face. Like Ryan, they have just sort of like a love-hate relationship right now with a certain someone.
The business bitch?
The business bitch. Well, in this case, Bryce Young is the business bitch. The business bitch. I'm like really smart now, guys. You can ask me like any question and I'd just be like, da-da-da-da-da, giving you the exact right answer. Like Ryan, they have really high highs and really low lows. They went to the Super Bowl with Cam Newton. Cam Newton was the rookie of the year. He was the MVP. He was probably the best player in the league for about 5 years. And then, long story short, he kept on getting hit. He got hurt. He's out of the league. And with him, the Panthers just sort of like dropped and faded into oblivion. The New Orleans Saints are Dwight Schrute.
Okay.
They're very strange. They do things their own way.
Yeah.
The New Orleans Saints have a player named Taysom Hill. He doesn't have a position. Throughout a game, he'll be playing quarterback. He'll be playing tight end. He'll play running back. He's on special teams. He's a utility player. There's no other player like him in the NFL, and there hasn't been for a very, very long time.
So his position is just kind of vibes?
His position is, I think that they technically put him as a tight end. In college, they would list him as, literally they would call him like athlete. That's what they call them, which is just sort of like, I feel like that's such a brag where it's like, what is he? Anything you fucking want.
Literally athlete.
So they do things very different. Their fans they're different. Their fans are a little different. But even though everybody's kind of like, we'll make fun of them, be like, why are they doing this? Why are they trying that? They are very successful.
Yeah, he's like...
Especially historically.
Yeah.
Like Dwight, who owns a business, ends up owning the building, is the best salesman. You can make fun of the Saints all you want, but they have a recent Super Bowl win. They won the division for many years. Like, no, they're a legit franchise.
Yeah. Dwight's going to beat the computer.
Dwight will beat the computer. The Saints will beat the NFC South again eventually. But like, and then another reason why the Saints are Dwight Schrute is because the Saints' bitter rival is the Atlanta Falcons, AKA Jim Halpert.
Ooh, okay.
The Falcons are the team that everybody overestimates. They're the hot team. They're the team that has a ton of potential according to people who watch, but they never quite meet it.
Yeah.
Like Jim, why are you still working at the paper company after 10 years? Like,
yeah.
I thought that you were like something special. Why aren't you working for corporate? It's like, oh, because you want to stay with her, or is it like, or are you scared to leave Scranton?
Yeah.
The Falcons have the splashiest players, I'd say, in the entire division. Falcons are like the cool team. They're very popular. Everybody says that like they have a lot of potential going forward, but they've yet to reach that potential.
Yeah.
Like the Falcons were the favorite to win the division this year, but they're not going to.
Okay.
They really feel like Jim in that sense where you're kind of like, okay, at the beginning of the show, you're like, wow, Jim's really fucking cool. Like, oh, so Jim's going to be going places. And then he just kind of
plateaus.
Doesn't. And they kind of acknowledge it in the show where you're like, why are you still have the same position here after 5 years? Like, I thought you were on to bigger and better things.
He like kind of becomes a manager for a second and then he goes back to salesman.
Yeah, he just kind of keeps on falling back into mediocrity. And so there you go. The NFC South is Dunder Mifflin Scranton.
That's what she said. Actually, going off of sports gossip, I've had a working list on my phone that I'm like, I can't think of anything more. I know more will eventually come to me. But since we started doing sports gossip, like every now and then we'll get like some really like sweet comments that are like, well, obviously, while this is a really funny bit, like it's really sweet that like you found a way to communicate with your partner.
Yeah.
Like just to get into your interests and stuff like that. And so basically people have just been like, our relationship's like sweet in that way or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've just been like, it's so funny where I'm like, yeah, I have the best husband in the world. I have the best partner in the world or whatever. But I always want to be like, but I went through some real losers first too. So I've made this list in my phone of humbling things that happened to me while dating.
Before
meeting the love of my life. A very, very nice man, which made me realize that I deserve better.
When we first got together, there were a few signs where it was like, you were mistreated.
Yeah.
Like there was one time where you got kind of mad at me, or you're like, you didn't get mad at me, but you seemed like you were concerned about our relationship because I wouldn't yell at you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fight with you.
It's like, you won't fight with me.
I was like, what? That was one of the more confusing. Like, what are you talking about? You're like
I still kind of understand my sentiment though.
I get what you're saying, like the passion for it, but it's a lot like when you did like the Imagines or whatever, the One Direction stuff a few weeks ago, where I was like, why are you fantasizing about like a negative?
It's not fantasizing though. I just feel like it like gets it out.
Well, you know what? I've been thinking about it. The reason why those things work is because if it feels too nice and Sugar Plum Fairy, it doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
So just what you want is to be with Niall, and it feels realer to talk about like everyday real couple issues than it does to be like, and then we go here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But okay, so give me the list.
We'll start with a guy was casually saying he made a dirty Mexicans joke, and I had to awkwardly ask him, you know I'm Mexican, right?
Oh my God. See, at least when I make the dirty Mexicans joke, I know you're Mexican and I make them about you. I like to make them about you. I like to say people like you, and then I continue the joke.
Yeah.
So that way you put yourself in the joke.
This guy was like, we were just getting to know each other, and I was like, you got real comfortable real fast.
Yeah.
And then,
Also, real ballsy to do that in LA.
I know. One time I had a guy buy me a mini laser hair removal machine for my birthday.
You had him? Like you asked him?
No,
he what?
Gave me a mini. A guy gave me a mini, like a portable, like laser hair removal machine for my birthday. And he was like, I thought this would be something you would like. And honestly, yeah. But
no, you did.
Also for him just to take charge on that is a little offensive.
Yeah. Well, had you guys talked about like, I need laser hair removal
I mean,
I
probably at that point had said something like, I can't wait to get laser one day.
Because I do have I have a document on a notes doc on my phone that's just called GIFs.
Yeah.
And it's anytime you mention something that you like.
Yeah. I got cheated on and was told that the reason he cheated on me was because we didn't go on enough dates. He owed people money, so I didn't want them to look at me sideways when he took me out. Also, he couldn't drive. Also, I saw him texting with the stripper who wore a Party City wig.
So,
and no, we didn't break up.
This is one person.
This is one person, and we didn't break up at any of those instances, by the way. That was me not respecting myself. Oh, I was told that nobody will want to hear my whining forever. I was talking about my dad going to jail when this was sent to me.
Nobody's going to want to hear you whining forever? I bet that guy's in jail now.
I have no idea where he's at.
I would not be shocked if that guy was in jail. I would not be shocked if a lot of these guys in your list are in jail. Some, not all. If anybody is.
No, actually, I don't.
Does anybody would any of them be in jail if they had been caught doing certain things?
Perhaps.
There some are criminals.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was talking about my dad going to jail.
Your biological dad. Not
my dad.
When we refer to your dad on the show, we're not talking about him going to jail.
My biological dad.
Yeah.
Man, maybe I should take a hint. Actually, no, I lasered my whole body. I was going to say the next one is I was told completely unprompted. I was told unprompted to not be insecure about my back hair.
That's so good. That's the John Mulaney line at the woman's Ocean's 11, where it's like one of them be like, I love how you'll just wear anything.
No, it's like literally he was like, by the way, like you shouldn't be insecure about your back hair. I was like, I wasn't.
The only reason why,
and I know it's bullshit because I know he was trying to do like the negging thing where it's like, let me take you down a few pegs, and I immediately was like, okay,
we love guys who do that.
Dumping you.
Jesus.
But I immediately saw through it, but I just remember being like, really?
Yeah.
So I was like, man, and I will say I am like basically lasered from the neck down now.
I was going to say, I was like, the only reason why the guy who got you the laser hair removal thing, why I kind of sympathize with him would be if you had mentioned it so many times, it's like, I'll get it for you.
No, I will say, I will give to him that it actually wasn't. I think his intentions were
I think
pure.
his intentions were pure.
No, his intentions were pure. I will say that it was just a hilarious gift to receive.
Yes.
Without asking for it.
Yes. Bad idea by him, for sure.
But yeah, I appreciate the intention.
Still.
And then my final one I have is I got dumped by a LARPer.
That's the funniest one.
That was maybe one of the more humbling moments in my life. Was
live action role play, basically Renaissance fair people.
People who put themselves in fake scenarios and
And play pretend. Which to each their own.
To each your own. I just, there's so many. I just love to like give the nice guy a chance. Give the, because that's why I'm like, I love like those comments on like women only want to date chads or no, I obviously dated some fucking dorks.
No, yeah. You dated some real, you dated a LARPer and he said, no, enough is enough. I'm too good for you.
I'm too good for you. And it's just, I've dated a lot of the like, not chads, not this or that. Like, that's not really my type.
Yeah.
And you know what? They were fucking worse.
They were worse.
Because they're way more insecure and they have a chip on their shoulder.
There really is something about the most dangerous men, and this is a men specific thing, but I guess now some women too, now that you guys have equal rights, is the most dangerous man is somebody who especially now where it's like bullying is basically illegal. Like people still, obviously people are still bullied, but not in the way that when we talk about bullying, when you think about bullying, the people who think of themselves as the bullied, when they get any sort of like a little bit of power, those are the people who end up being the really fucked up ones. Yeah. Because they think that
they're owed something and they need revenge on people. And
it's like, maybe you do. Maybe you need revenge on one person. Yeah. Briefly. Now the score is settled. Now you're even. Yeah. But if you have that as like that's always a card in my pocket, you become the villain. Yeah. You become way worse than the Chad.
Yeah. Because it's like, like with the bullying thing, it's so interesting because it's like, obviously there are like extreme cases of bullying where it's like, no, like you were like, there are definitely extreme cases, but I feel
some
like
of them are murder.
I would say pretty much everyone gets bullied at some point, and I feel like a lot of people make that their entire like the victim complex thing of it. Because I'm like, I was bullied really bad, especially in middle school or whatever, where it was like my mom had to basically like blocked numbers from coming into my phone. Like people couldn't like star 67 or whatever and call me because it got so bad. Like, I don't know, just like a lot of, and it's like, there are definitely people who are really evil to me. But now I'm like, they're probably completely normal, regular people. And I'm sure I'm the villain in someone else's story and I don't realize it. Like, I think that's the thing of like everyone who even has been bullied, I'm sure you were the villain or the bully in someone else's story and you just don't view yourself the same way.
That's really true. Especially just like once you get past a certain age and whether that's like, okay, if my last interaction with them or my last bad interaction with them was in high school. Yeah. After a few years, they're a different human.
Completely.
Like after a certain life stage, you have to basically be like, obviously not if they've killed someone. Yeah. Or sexually assaulted someone.
Yeah. And it's like there are, of course, instances of severe bullying that's like, this isn't.
If your image of this person who you hate because they were mean to you, if they were at the time wearing a Livestrong band or had a trucker hat on kind of up into the side or or skunk hair or like super ripped skinny jeans, or one of our dogs is just trying to, she wants to hug.
She just got up and faced me.
But if that's the image you have of this person that you don't like, if you can very clearly date the image by their attire, you gotta move on because they're a different human being. Yeah, we all were. Yeah, we all were very different. You were different at the time. Maybe you were really annoying. Maybe you did offend them. Were you wearing a Livestrong bracelet at the time? Slate's clean. We got a new ball game. You gotta flush it, move on.
Yeah. Unless you're someone who could take it as like a not directed at the person who bullied you, but more of like a this will drive me type of thing where it's like not a revenge based thing. But
let it fuel you.
Because, like let that stuff fuel you. That's like the better way to handle it. But yeah, I
forget who it is. Because it's somebody actually kind of random. It's a famous person, but random. But it's like the best revenge is success. Yeah. Be really successful. Mm-hmm. Make them be like, oh damn, that person's really. Yeah. Man, the school I went to a really good school. Like half the kids in my grade are like billionaires now. Like it's so silly. Like there wasn't any bullying at my school beyond the usual like, hey, groups of friends and they're kind of like who excludes who. There wasn't like, it wasn't a normal high school in that way. Yeah. We were across from the CIA. Yeah. And by across, I mean literally across the street from the CIA.
Across the street.
Secret Service everywhere all the time in school. Like there wasn't like the cool kids sit here. It's like, yeah, the cool kids at my school, most of them were the smart kids. Mm-hmm. They were on the robotics team, which won nationals. Like we were that school. So the whole bullying thing is so funny to me. Think about it. Like who could possibly bully? One of them like owns all Bitcoin. He was like, this is a good idea decades ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
I was going to say, I'm freaking tired.
Boom.
Yeah.
Towel off, guys. That's the podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment your bully's name. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Or do it. Do it if it's common. If it's a common name, like Mikhail Pascal and Jack O'Shea aren't common names.
If you message us their name, I'll just message them on Instagram. I know what you did. No other context. They won't ever reply again.
And you know what? If you message us their name, Mikhail will do that. And then I'll message them. We forgive you.
Yeah.
It's been 12 years. Let it go. This guy's got a kid now. This guy's struggling too.
Yeah.
He's not in puberty anymore. Things are different.
Things are different.
Yeah.
Puberty's hard.
Puberty's fucking hard for everyone.
I know.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
We need to stop taking teenagers seriously. That's going to be the theme of this podcast. We need to stop taking anybody who's in the middle of puberty or with crazy hormones, anything they say seriously. It's the equivalent of taking a drunk person seriously. They don't know what they're doing.
They don't know.
The fact that we let teenagers drive, it's like drinking.
It is a little scary, right?
They're distracted. How could you not be?
Man, and it
How
gets
could you not
scarier
be?
every year.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden it ends and it's like, oh wait, that was all a dream?
Yeah.
Now I'm a person.
Now I'm a person.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Anyway,
all right.
yeah.
Bye. Oh wait, like, subscribe, and please do all that stuff. Please.
Bye.
Bye.